Whenever you think of this person coming to stay, remember to recognize that those feelings that you feel in that moment are coming from the child in you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Live Support with Odille for changing negative childhood memories using the Remmert Method. We've created this forum for those who've watched our YouTube videos or read our book and who need personal help using the techniques that we teach, but aren't in a position to do one-to-one sessions at the moment. So if you're new to the Remmert Method, be sure to check out the links in the description of this post. And if you'd like to submit a question or you'd like me to work with you personally through this little free group, check the description of this video for details on that as well. Our first question today is a question I received by email from Spesihle. Spesihle says, "Thank you for the help on my last question. It really helped. Although I'm still dealing with the same issues, I'm finding that I'm coping better and using various exercises to deal with the stress. Because, as you put it, we take our programming with us wherever we go, so going for another job right now would end up feeling the same. So I'm taking the time to change the inside first." So well done, Spesihle, for that. That's brilliant. Then she continues, "With that being said, I have a new trigger. My mum invited a cousin of mine who just recently had a baby to come stay with us, as the environment that she's currently in is not the best for a new mum. This was against my wishes, and I came up with another solution that would have been better, but she shot it down. I ended up feeling like my opinion didn't matter, that I wasn't heard, and that she didn't care about how I feel. This was normal growing up. As we've had countless family members stay with us, I would feel like them being around is taking away from me, as financially things would be tighter. I would have less space and privacy and feel like I had to share when I didn't want to. The worst thing about this is feeling like I'm not heard, feeling stuck, as if I've nowhere else to go, and having my space invaded. Furthermore, I feel like she is in no position to help out somebody else, as she is just barely making it. Thank you for your assistance." So first of all, well done, Spesihle, regarding the work situation, as I said, for focusing on changing the inside of you before making any decisions, so that you don't take your programming with you in the future. And now regarding this new challenge, first of all, great job finding the connection between this experience and your childhood. That makes perfect sense. Of course, as the unconscious part of your brain registers this current situation with your mum and the person who's coming to stay with you, it's referring to the evidence in your implicit childhood memories that proves you're in danger because there's not enough to go around. Now, an important point to bear in mind here is that it's about much more than just finances. It's about attention and affection, and attention and affection to the unconscious part of the brain equals survival. So to the unconscious part of the brain for a child, attention and affection are essential for actual physical survival, because as infants and young children, we're completely helpless and we're reliant on the adults around us to keep us alive, to feed us and to protect us. So to the unconscious part of the brain, if those adults love us and approve of us and we're important to them, if there's any shortage of resources or any danger, then they'll save us first. So we will survive. So that's kind of the mechanism behind it. And then, of course, so the brain pumps stress chemicals into the system, causing feelings of fear and anxiety. So the top priority to the brain is survival. And if there's a shortage of that attention or affection, even apart from the resources available, it means that those adults may not keep us alive. They may be distracted by something else, or they may keep someone else alive instead of us if we're not the most important thing. So that's kind of behind it. And then, of course, the brain pumps stress chemicals into the system, causing feelings of fear or anxiety, anger, jealousy, hurt. And those feelings are so intense because they're a state of survival. That's why it's so difficult not to feel those feelings. So what I suggest, Spasihle, is creating stepping stone memories first. And for those who are new to this, I'll put a link in the description of this video to stepping stone memories, the information on that. And then, so whatever memories you have of being told that people are coming to stay with your family, here are the stepping stone memories to create. So the first stepping stone, you find out that someone is coming to stay and you tell your mother that you don't want them to stay. And your mother hugs you and says with love and compassion, of course, sweetheart, you're more important than them. And if you don't want them to come, then they won't come. And she immediately cancels the plans. And then you and your mum do something fun together, just the two of you. So create that, establish it by repetition with all the good feelings, and focus in on how good it feels to have that power to say, I don't want this to happen. And your mum happily and in a kind, compassionate, supportive, loving way agrees. That's to give that little you that sense of empowerment to have full control over what happens in her life, in her experiences. Then the second stepping stone, your mother asks you first if you would like someone to stay. So she tells you that they absolutely don't have to stay. And it's only if you would find it fun to have them stay that she'll go ahead. And then you say, no, I don't want them to stay. And she agrees with you. And then the two of you do something fun together. So in this case, she didn't go ahead and make the plans first. She asked you first. So that's a slightly different aspect, different data there. And then the third stepping stone is that you overhear someone asking your mum if they can stay. And you hear your mother immediately answering, no, I'm sorry, you can't. And she says that unfortunately, it's not possible. And then she gives them an alternative solution, which they're happy with. All right. Again, that's a different aspect of it, a different piece of data where your mother is taking the lead in protecting you and you don't have to. And then the final memory is that you were never put in that position in the first place. There was never a question of someone staying with your family. They would come and visit and it would be fun, but no one ever asked to stay and your mother never offered. All right. So that's your final memory. So practice that until it's established. And then in addition to that, be sure to, of course, practice the bookmark memories as well. And for those who are new, I'll put the link in the description of this video to bookmark memories as well, to create a really strong foundation of safety, love, support, and affection. And then in addition to all of that, whenever you get those feelings, whenever you think of this person coming to stay, remember to recognize that those feelings that you feel in that moment are coming from the child in you. So reassure that part of you. In other words, as soon as you notice those feelings of your opinion not mattering or not being heard, and that your mum doesn't care about how you feel, immediately answer those thoughts and feelings as if you're answering a child who's expressing them. So of course you wouldn't agree with the child, right? You wouldn't say, yes, that's true. Your mother doesn't care about how you feel and your opinion doesn't matter and no one hears you or understands you. You wouldn't say that to the child, of course. Instead, you would answer with reassurance and encouragement. And you'd say something like, I know it seems that way, sweetheart, but it really isn't. Your mother loves you so much and you're the most important thing to her. And then, and here's the bonus you have now, play those new childhood memories to prove that. So play those new childhood memories with all the good feelings that prove to that part of you, that child in you, that she is valuable, that she is lovable, that she is safe, and that she is the most important thing in her mother's life. Unfortunately, we can't make other people behave differently, of course, but we do have the power to change our own internal experience of them. So unfortunately, you can't make your mother change her behavior or her choices, but you can change how that child in you experiences that behavior and those choices. You can change the meaning that that part of your brain is assigning to it, and thereby how you feel and how your own experiences moving forward. Another very important thing to bear in mind is this. As we know, the unconscious part of the brain is constantly trying to keep us in alignment with the implicit childhood memories that form our self-image and worldview. If part of your unconscious self-image and worldview created by your childhood experiences is, my opinion doesn't matter, I'm not heard, I'm stuck with nowhere else to go and having my space invaded, all of that, the unconscious part of your brain will be making sure that you aren't able to access alternative solutions or options by affecting your perception, what you're able to see and what you're able to notice, and affecting your decision in order to keep you in alignment with that experience. So if you had somewhere else to go, like if you had your own place, you wouldn't be in alignment with those implicit childhood memories. So if, for example, you were able to get another job that paid really well and you were able to get your own home, that would contradict those childhood references, which means that every decision, every option or solution, the opportunities you're able to see or not able to see, opportunities that your brain filters out, all of that is being affected by the unconscious part of your brain trying to keep you safe by keeping you in the same and in alignment with that self-image and worldview created in childhood. So changing those memories and including those stepping stones I mentioned will affect so much more than just how you feel about this current challenge. It'll affect your perception, the opportunities you notice, the decisions you come up with, the ideas you come up with, all of that as well, including work situations and work opportunities. Because then the unconscious part of your brain will then be striving to keep you in alignment with those new implicit childhood memories that prove you're valuable, you're heard, you do matter, you do have your own freedom and privacy and space. So I hope that helps. But of course, let me know if you need more suggestions or clarification on anything. Well done, Specifica. And thank you for the question.